皆さんこんにちは、石川恵理香です。デジタル戦略 365days、本日はスペシャルゲストということで、私も大好きなんですけれども、コカ・コーラの、ベトナムの、CIO の方ですね、シンダさんという方なんですけれども、この方に、お話をお伺いしていければというふうに考えております。かなりですね、幅広く DX に携わられていらっしゃる方なので、ぜひ、ご知見をお伺いできればというふうに考えております。それではご覧いただければと思います。Nice to seeing you. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what your company does, and so forth.
First of all, thanks, Erika, for providing an opportunity to represent my organization in your sort of charitable initiatives. So I really appreciate that. Regarding myself, so my name is Rahul Shinde. I am based in Vietnam. I'm currently working as a CIO for Cola Vietnam. Coca-Cola is present in approximately 128 plus countries around the world. Vietnam is no exception. As a company, we've been one of the leading sort of soft drink providers in the country. I work for a group called BIG, which is a bottling investment group, where we manufacture and distribute Coca-Cola and all the Coca-Cola branded products across Vietnam. Have established operations in Vietnam back in the 90s, and for the course of your business have been growing exponentially. This has been a very good market for the company, and Vietnam as such is a growing economy until this new pandemic started. It was one of the fastest growing countries in Southeast Asia. So the overall macroeconomic environment was very good in terms of the demographics, in terms of consumption, and that was really helping us. Of course, with the COVID-19 outbreak, there have been business challenges like all other businesses. Through our strong governance and compliance, and of course, very robust BCP plan, we are able to manage this situation. And we are on track. We are positive that once the situation gets over, we'll be back on track. So, as part of my responsibility, I handle all the digital initiatives for Coca-Cola in Vietnam. As other organizations, we have some of the global regional initiatives, as well as we do partner with our local ecosystem to drive some of the digital initiatives. And I also take care of the IT operations, security, and as well as working on some of the critical business initiatives. So that's in summary what I do.
So it's interesting that your country is facing the coronavirus as of any other countries, and your company is managing to climb the sales with the BCP in place, and you're looking over the entire IT and DX. It seems like. Aside from the COVID-19, I would like to ask you, what would be the most challenging factor considering initiatives and DX throughout your organization, which our understanding is that DX consists of three elements: people, processes, and platform. So which of those three elements you suffer or you find it challenging in your organization?
Right, I think people, process, and technology or platforms is key to any digital initiatives. And I would potentially add a sort of overarching framework of a digital culture around it. I'm proud to say that Coca-Cola being a very progressive company in driving or adopting technology to get competitive advantage. From that perspective, our digital culture or digital literacy has been very good, and that's a strong sort of base that I inherited when I joined this company. But in terms of identifying some of the most difficult areas when you're trying to drive transformation of any kind, in a size and scale of a company like Coca-Cola, I think the most important aspect is around people. And that's irrespective of whether you're doing a technology transformation or a process transformation. But if digital do touch sort of day-to-day lives in not only your work but in your even home environment. When we're trying to sort of change our processes or drive efficiency, drive revenue growth through digital initiatives, changing people's mindset to give away their sort of ways of working that they've been used to doing, to geographies across multiple roles and responsibility. That's the key factor. And to address that, I believe one of the most important pivot is having a digital vision embedded into the company's overall business vision. And it's because until unless digital forms a key pillar for corporate strategy, it doesn't get driven from the top and cascaded down to all the levels where it touches the most, and the seriousness and the discipline that's required to make it successful needs to come from the top. And that's to me the core element when I start working on digital initiatives. And the key driver for this is not a CIO, but the CEO or the entire board of directors who are driving business operations. So to me, that's the most critical challenge or the most critical aspect. I would say the second critical aspect is around the platforms. We have seen in the last few years the technology is changing at a ferocious pace. New platforms are emerging, and those platforms are not necessarily compliant with some of the older legacy technologies that a lot of companies sort of lived with for many years, primarily because it just works. However, when you're driving a transformation, you need those platforms which will address the scalability, which are nimble enough to drive the agile ways of working. So things like cloud or things like a process and analytics which is embedded into the overall platform becomes getting sort of out of what we call legacy platforms and moving into newer platforms, moving into cloud, moving into omni-channel, mobile-based, as well as traditional channels. That is critical when you're talking about a vision where you're trying to adopt a process that is going to drive a massive change, and at the same time is going to make people's lives easy, the same way that they expect when they use any consumer-based mobile app. So consumerization of technology has sort of mandated even corporates to have a deeper look at their existing technology and address that. So these two people or the culture as well as the technology platforms are the most important areas.
I see. I witnessed the same thing in Japan, so we have something in common. Do you see any challenges related to Vietnam only, or it's the problematic challenge throughout any other countries? Do you see any specific, challenging?
Yeah, I would say this challenge exists across countries. And countries which are developing, I would say there is an opportunity to leapfrog in certain cases, right? Purely because the technology investments were not there, the companies started getting into those markets late, so they can move to newer technologies faster as compared to some where where companies are traditionally been sort of adopting technology and living through that. So from that perspective, no country is an exception. You will always find a set of technologies that have been, existing legacy purely because they've been working and serving the operations. In transformation, we obviously need to look at, what we need to change.
Sure.
Make it effective now, and also what we need to change that will serve us for the next few years. Right? So I think those will be the key parameters we're looking at, whether we need to keep or what we call, keep the lights on, or we want to really look at transforming the back-end platforms.